Welcome back with the Blunt Talking on WFPN, where we talk to the movers, shakers, and tastemakers. It's your girl, Portia. Like the carpet spelled different because I'm one of one and not one of them.
And this is TJ, Mr. CEO. Don't pass me no mid. Owner of Phoenix Den ATX and High Society Relief Lounge and Dispensary in Pflugerville. Come holler at your boy.
And today we have.
Oh, I'm Josh Lachey, man. I don't do nothing. Nah, real. I'm tech executive, fighter, Marine, mentor, nigga. You name it, I'm it. So I do every little bit of everything.
Today, on this episode, we're going to show how a young man who touched the foster care system, served in the military, and found tech success, learned how to build stability, wealth, and fatherhood on his own terms. From foster care to tech, right? How Josh built a life of purpose and legacy. You experienced foster care at a young age, but you didn't stay there. What part of that shaped how you saw the world?
I think seeing the ugliness in the world and seeing how people really, like the real struggle, helped me understand that, you know, wherever you at right now is not your permanent place. Like wherever somebody else put you, you didn't have to stay there. I was always, you know, kind of defiant. Still kind of defiant, but I was so defiant that I wasn't satisfied to be where I was. Like everybody else told me, this is where you're supposed to be. This is what you're going to do. This is where you're going to go in life. And I was like, I'm going to go where I want to go. And I'm going to do what I want to do. So I did. And a lot of times it got me in trouble. But even usually getting in trouble meant that I wasn't appeasing someone else. So that's what the system taught me. It taught me that everything's a system. So if you're in the system, you can get out the system. Or if you're in the system, you can manipulate the system to your benefit. And for me, what I did was I manipulated to my benefit. I mean, I graduated high school early because I found out that when I was in a group home, the schools in the group home were expedited. So I could take as many classes as I wanted. I could take all the classes that I needed to take and not the ones I didn't need to take. So I got more credits towards my high school diploma than I could normally in a different school. I was like, all right, well, since I got to be here and I ain't got no choice, I might as well make the best of it. Yeah. So that's what it taught me, was that, you know, just because somebody put you somewhere doesn't mean you got to stay there.
So yeah, somebody who grew up in the foster care, that's a very powerful statement. I don't think I've ever even looked at it like that, that you are shuffled and shifted around so much that, and you have absolutely zero control. Like for me, my biggest thing was that I was going to control everything about my life after 18. And that led me into some bad decisions. But that's interesting to hear that put like that, that you were able to learn. And whereas most people, that instability would cause childhood trauma. I would even say some of my instability of going home to home caused childhood trauma. But hearing it put in that perspective, taking that instability and looking at it instead as, hey, where somebody else puts you, or even where you're at right now, isn't where you have to stay. It doesn't have to be a permanent place.
Right. I mean, you see so many people shifting in and out. And I wasn't like I got put in a group home, and I wasn't like a kid that was necessarily bad. It was just like my mom had problems. She didn't want to really, you know, deal with me. And then I was obviously getting in trouble. So I ended up in a group home with kids who really had problems. And I like the only thing that I got out of the only thing I got out of that was I learned how to steal cars. I learned how to weigh dope. I learned how to lie. I learned how to do all the shit that I wasn't gonna do at home. But I learned it there. And then when I got out, I was doing that. But I was smart because I learned the wrong way to do it. So I turned around and did it the right way. I was the band nerd with the backpack full of work. So
a band nerd with the backpack full of work, man. So, hey, that's a bar.
For both of y'all, on average, how many homes do you think y'all be in? If that's not,
see, I went group home to group home. Like TJ went home to home. I went group home to group home. So I was in 3 group homes.
Okay.
And like long-term care group homes. So I mean, in the middle, I would like go home and then I would go back to the group home. So I think that was in a way it was worse than some of my friends that went home to home because they had some semblance of normalcy. Where with us, like we were basically in prison as kids, and then while we were in the group home, there were no eyes on us.
Yeah.
Like
So it was like a halfway house kind of.
yeah, sort of
The
like
group home
that.
is for sure the worst of the foster care end of things. Like, I remember the reason why my father, who raised me, so to answer your question, I was in 6 homes before the age of 9. And then when I got to the Howards, the man who raised me, he went and got recertified for 2 kids because I'm the youngest one, so they were going to get me. But then they were going to have to send my brother off to a group home. My father was raised in a group home. And he said the things he saw in there, the things he experienced, and the things he had to deal with.
Every kind of
abuse. I'm talking about from neglect to sexual to physical to violence to just everything. It's literally like, a jail. Like it's ran, group homes, the environment is ran.
And
like
all of this
jail.
happened inside the group home?
Yeah, like every kind of abuse you can think of. I lost my virginity at 13 to a 40-year-old woman in a group home. I was like, our punishments were you don't get to eat.
Yep.
Or like there's these 2 guys named John and Marlon. If I ever see you, it's up. But these 2 dudes named John and Marlon, whenever you did something they didn't like, they'll beat you, they'll choke you. I remember getting beat up and that was another thing, a lesson, like getting the lessons out of that. These 2 grown men doing things to me, and the only thing I could do was not cry because that's what they wanted me to do. So the defiant part of me was like, I ain't gonna cry. And they would literally choke me and beat me until I passed out. And I didn't cry because the only thing I could take from you is that I'm not gonna give you what you want. They didn't get what they wanted out of me.
Crazy,
but it made me tough.
That was the next question. That's crazy. What was a lesson that you actually took from all that?
Yeah, it was you get to choose whether the choice is the choice that you would have made for yourself without this outside influence, or it's a choice that is presented. If your choice is drink water or drink piss, you're gonna drink water. Yeah. So I made the choice to choose my own destiny. Like I ain't gonna cry for you.
No.
You gonna cry for me,
even if it makes it worse. Yeah, even if it makes it worse, if it allows me to retain my choice, then
my dignity.
Yeah,
it was my dignity. Like even at a young age, I understood that you could take everything away from me except for myself. Like I could be homeless, I could be naked, I could be hungry. You can't take me from me. So that's that carried on through all things. I got in a lot of trouble in the military.
I was just going to say that. So what made you enlist? Like what finally made you enlist? How did that experience open you up to your path towards tech?
I was broke. like I'm gonna keep it real, man. Like I wasn't patriotic or none of that. Like I went in the military in 2003. Yeah. There was an active war going on. I knew that was where I was going. When we got to boot camp, they said, like, some of y'all ain't coming home. That's it. And I was like, I don't want to go home anyway, nigga. So,
can't be no worse out there.
Right. So I ended up going because that summer I lost 3 of my homeboys. I lost 1 to prison and lost 2 in the streets. So I was like, man, I don't want to end up like that. That's so the only thing I could do, I remember what I had on. I had on a pair of jeans, a t-shirt, some shoes, some dirty ass shoes. I had a JanSport backpack, $57, 2 sets of drawers and a shirt, because they tell you to bring certain things when you go, but I ain't have all those things.
Yeah.
All I had was $57 and the shit that I had in my backpack. That's
How old were you at that point?
I was 19. Okay. Actually, I was 18. I turned 19 in boot camp. So
that's crazy.
They tormented me.
That's crazy. My pop said the same thing, that he ended up joining because all around him, his homeboys were either dying or going to jail. Like it was literally, and it was coming within close range. So it was like, well, shit, I'm going to be next, or I'm going to leave.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't going to be any way around it. When would you say tech first felt possible? Right, you're in the military, you're in war, and did tech enter into the playing field while you're in the military?
Nah, tech entered into my purview in 2019.
So more recent endeavor.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was in the Marine Corps for 12 years, 5 days, and 12 hours.
Not knowing the hour count.
I know when I got that DD-214, I was out. Like the first thing I did, because I went to Afghanistan for a year, and when I came back, my unit had disbanded. So they were like, all right, well, where do you want to go? You want to go to South Carolina? You want to go to New Orleans for your last year? And I was like, man, send me to New Orleans. So I went to New Orleans for my last year. Yeah. I was like, send me back. They thought that if they sent me there, that they were going to have to pay me to go home.
Yeah.
Joke's on them, I moved to New York. But, you know, they had to pay me anyway. But the day I picked up my papers, man, I walked out that front gate, took a deep breath, called my homeboy, got me the little something, rolled up and went to Bourbon Street.
hey,
Had time of my life.
You know,
but like
went to Bourbon Street for some blunt talks.
Yeah.
You know?
So I hadn't been able to do that in forever. So I got out and I was like, man, I don't know what to do. And they gave me a severance pay. So I was like, all right, man, my truck's paid for, everything's paid for. What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
I moved to New York. I wanted to be. I moved to New York, New Jersey area, so I wanted to be free. I wanted to go somewhere where I didn't know nobody, where there was nothing there for like comfort wise, right, for me. So I did that and got a job as a consultant, got fired from a different job, and then the only time I went to college because I was broke. And the quickest way for me to everything was because I needed to get some bread.
Everything had to be money.
Yeah. So
everything
I went to college because I was broke. And I fell in love with learning. And then I went off. I worked for the governor of New Jersey that was like my first job out of college. I worked for the governor of New Jersey because I had done a bunch of stuff with veteran benefits and stuff. Like I did coat drives, I did homelessness, drives, I did wellness expos and stuff in New Jersey, in Jersey City where I was living. And the governor took notice of me. So I got a job with him. It wasn't until 2019 when I actually knew a Marine that worked at Oracle. And I was like, man, I got to get out of here. And he's like, all right, bet. You got me interviewed for this job. So I flew to Austin in July of 2019, interviewed at Oracle. And maybe a month later, I got a call and was like, you got the job. I ain't gonna say that I lied, but I ain't tell the truth that interview.
I might not have been as good.
They gave me the job description, and I read that, and I studied for about a month, and I was like, "Man, I could do this,
bro." So I got a funny story. I got a brother, right? All right. So his name is John, but he goes by Jay. So we had another older brother that worked at ACC in their tech part, right? And he was named Jay. Well, he passed, and so. My brother went to go apply at Marco Fine Arts, Aaron Condren, the little 6 company out there. And when he listed his prior job as being at ACC, when they called, they didn't ask for a reference on John. They asked for a reference for Jay Howard. Them people sung his praises to high heaven.
He ride it.
And instead of them hiring him for that warehouse position, they put that boy in tech. My brother has been working in tech since then. My brother made 6 figures now, working for a private tech firm, got all the search, all the knowledge, knows how to do it. Them people paid him as Jeremiah trained him and everything he would need to know.
That's what God wanted.
Work smarter, not harder.
Work smarter, not harder.
That's exactly what God wanted.
Sometimes bridging the gap is just stepping out and saying, hey, I'm going to do this, and they going to pay me as they teach you.
Right.
That was the only question I had. Like, they were like, hey, can you do this? I was like, hey, can you pay me?
Right.
I read the job description. I went in there. I told them people everything they wanted to hear. And then it sucks to say, but COVID was like the best thing that ever happened to me. Because for a year and a half, I had nothing to do but sit in my apartment and smoke blunts and
learn how to do this tech thing that you just got hired for.
So I went from entry level to a director in 3 years because I just became an expert in my field. I just immersed myself in that. I ain't have nothing. I ain't have nobody. All I had was me and my dog. And they living in my apartment.
And then you learn as you go once you get hired.
Yeah. So
why not?
You pay me enough, I'll learn to do anything.
Your boss is a teacher, your manager's a teacher, your coworkers a teacher. They'll teach you the job.
I went to every person at Oracle and walked up to their desk and said, what do you do? And they showed me what they did, and I was like, all right, I'm learning that. And I did. And I just kept learning. So the me that you met was like post all of that.
Okay.
So from 2019 to now, it was like entry level to now
to own a
C-suite.
partner. Yeah, now you C-suite partner.
My own company.
Right.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, if I could, and it really is just, I look at other people and I'm like, if he could do it,
I can too.
I can do it too.
I got the same 24 hours in a day. I breathe the same oxygen. I'm
even more petty than that, bro. I'll be looking at people. I'll be like, man, I'm better than you.
Say not only can I do it, but really I can do it better.
I'm like, look, I'm better than you.